Hello, faithful listeners, and welcome to All Hail the King, a podcast where we delve into the mystic, mysterious, and often macabre world of Stephen King adaptations. My name is Viv, and I'm joined by my co-hosts, Garen and Joe. On this episode, when you eat... When you eat... I can't do it. That's fine. That's fine.
One day, okay, I guess the bit'll be you could keep trying to sing
look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry.
Creepshow.
Anthology. Yeah.
Anthology, yeah. We haven't talked about an anthology on the main show, at least.
Yeah, on First Time Flyers, I think that's the fastest time we've ever plugged it.
Mm-hmm.
Garen and I, when Viv was off and did First Time Kings, the crossover, we did the first episode of the Creepshow series.
Yes.
So,
what are your general opinions?
Oh, on the series? I liked it. Turns out I have actually seen more of the series than I thought. I thought I hadn't watched any of it. And then when I was watching the episode, I remembered and scrolled through, and I'd seen, I think, the first season and maybe the special. But then I fell behind.
But this is your first watching of the actual movie.
Yeah, so you two have both seen this before, right? And I hadn't.
I've seen this movie so many times before.
Did we watch this together?
I was thinking, I feel like I've watched this with Viv before.
Yeah, you did, because I remember it was that time when we started hanging out.
Yeah.
It was like during college, and this definitely seems like the kind of film you put on in the background.
Yeah, no, this is...
And quite a lot of it I retained. Specifically two segments, but...
Yeah, it's not the first King adaptation I saw, but this is one of the ones I've watched the most over the years.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising, but I can understand why.
Yeah, I think I remember the first time watching it, I kind of was falling asleep towards the end, and I didn't really remember much of specifically how the crate ended and creeping up on you.
Oh yeah.
But no, I have seen this many times. I think I first watched this when I was 15 years old.
That's weird. That's kind of where my memory sort of trailed off as well.
Yeah.
Of the last two stories, basically. So it was nice going back to this.
Yeah. So we've got very varying experiences then. You've got someone who's seen it many times, someone who's only seen it once. Yesterday was literally my first time ever watching this.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never seen anything from it before. It was an entirely fresh experience.
And it must be nice because you didn't have to read much either.
Yes.
You had to read a pamphlet.
We were talking about this before we started recording, about how I went from reading it to... And to be fair, we planned the podcast this way, so I'm not reading back-to-back big books. But it did feel really weird to write my notes and just have, going from multiple pages and doing extra research and all the stuff that I did for it to... arguably the bare minimum, because there really isn't that much
behind the scenes notes. Leslie Nielsen had a fart machine. Yeah,
it's a very good documentary, to be fair.
Yeah.
There's a lot of additional stuff in terms of the film. I mean, specifically in terms of the short stories.
Yeah,
where it was pretty much just a single piece of paper.
So this is basically us taking 2 weeks off
from
this podcast.
Yeah, well, it's just to give me a break.
Taking it easy.
Because I have got another...
Taking it easy.
Yeah. Taking it easy.
You don't edit them.
No, that's true.
4 fucking hours the last one was.
Literally? That is your fault. If you structured this more and you were like, 2 hours max, we could do it. But you're just like, no, keep going.
Okay, I'm going to... Okay. If we're still recording in 2 hours, I'm going to throw something at you.
At me?
Yeah.
Why me?
Because you brought this to
I'm not the one that talks a mile a minute. Have you met Joe? The man talks so much.
I do talk so much.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I'll throw something.
I do.
I'll throw something at both of you.
Okay.
Is that fair?
I mean,
sure.
I guess. I'm not happy about it, but I guess it's fair.
Would it make you feel better if I also threw something at your dog?
Absolutely not.
How would you feel if we threw Coco at you?
That. Yeah.
At the 2 hour mark.
Coco.
Hey,
Get him. He actually turned around and looked at me then as well. Looks very sad.
Coco with rabies.
Yeah. But I can't even remember what we were saying. Oh, yeah. Well, considering in a couple episodes I am going to be tackling a different... I wasn't going to spoil it. I was going to say it is one of King's biggest books, and the next full book I'm going to have to read is another of his biggest books. I think a couple episodes of short stories was needed.
Can't believe Joe thinks Mr. Harrigan's phone is that long.
It's like 100 pages. Can't handle it. No. Not doing it. I quit the podcast. That's what breaks me.
Yeah.
Cell, fine. Bag of bones, whatever. Read half of it in a day. Mr. Harrigan's phone. Fuck that.
Are you thankful we made you read Cell so early on? Because I know you didn't like reading it, and you kind of broke down.
Yeah.
But after, would it hit you worse if we were like a year into this and just like, hey, now you've got to read Cell?
I actually think it would have the opposite effect, because I think Cell has kind of aged on me, because I just think our episode on it was really funny, and the film's quite funny in a lot of ways.
Should we?
You've grown endeared to it.
Yeah, and it's
Should
very
we do
much
Cell again?
At some point? Why not?
Just call it Cell again.
Yeah.
Well, we recorded it around my birthday, didn't we? So maybe this year for my birthday bonus episode, it's just
Cell again.
But
and you have to read it again.
Yeah.
This is my birthday episode, technically.
That's
Happy
the closest one to your
birthday.
birthday.
Yeah,
Happy birthday.
Yeah, my birthday was just a few days
Creepshow.
ago. In the future. It's not my birthday yet when we're recording.
So you get
Wibbly
Creepshow
wobbly.
for your birthday. Viv gets fucking Maximum Overdrive, and I got Cell.
Yeah.
Big book, small book. I only had to read 2 short stories for this. I did also choose to read the first volume of the Creepshow comic, which has the stories from this film in it. But should I talk about that now or after? Because it is...
I mean,
The
an
podcast is not
it's made
interactive. You cannot vote.
I meant for you.
But your
It's that-
calls may still be charged.
I think after, since it's an adaptation.
It's
of the
yeah,
film.
it's not the other way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about the short stories when we get to them. So I'm not. The first 30 minutes of this episode isn't just me talking. It's.
it's about comic books. You have
Yeah.
more of a history of comics.
Yeah, I do. I like comic books. I read loads as a kid.
Did you ever read any horror comics? That seems like a very rare genre now.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
know we both like Junji Ito.
Yeah, I've read a lot more horror manga
Yeah.
than comics. I feel like that was more my transition, because I didn't start reading manga specifically until I was older. So when I was younger, I read comics, just your normal, like Marvel superheroes. I loved Spider-Man. I read all of Ultimate Spider-Man. I can't remember which of the X-Men's I read, but some X-Men. And and I didn't really get into manga until uni, really, I'd say, is when I first delved deep. And then when COVID happened, I read quite a bit of manga. But before then is when I started getting into like Junji Ito. I think you introduced me to Junji Ito.
I think I sent you the one where it's like, this is my hole. This hole is made for me.
This hole is made for me.
Yeah, that's a classic one.
Yeah, exactly. And I love Junji Ito's work. I love horror manga. It's just it's horror comics specifically isn't really a genre I've gone into, but without going into details
I think it works in manga a lot more because it relies more on the visuals.
Yeah, and I really like black and white art for manga. Saying that, the Creepshow style, that pop art style,
yeah, that looks great.
Incredible. I love the style of these comics, and looking at like shorts and clips from Fangoria and things like that. I very much love that style. It's definitely something I'll explore more. Have either of you read any horror comics or anything like that?
Not any Western ones. Have you? Do you read like any comics at all?
Do the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror comics count?
Yeah,
maybe.
I'd say so.
Because I've read a few of those in my time.
Are those adaptations of the episodes, or are they different?
No. There's and I'm going to reference something that didn't make the cut last episode. Not because we cut it out, but because we straight up forgot to mention it.
Yeah.
But there is a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode called Not It. And it's a full 30-minute episode where they parody it. The comics did a completely separate adaptation of it.
Okay,
which was more like the 90s.
It was Pennywise.
Krusty.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense. For some reason, my head I was singing Willy.
Yeah. No, it's because he's...
he's Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, he's Freddy Krueger.
Would be Jason.
I mean...
Sideshow Bob.
I'm not going Sideshow Bob. I think weird pick, Barney.
But Barney was Georgie.
Was he? That's really funny. Yeah. That's really funny.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I've read those. I'm less so familiar with straight up horror comics. I think they are less prevalent these days.
No, this was definitely depicting something that was of its time.
Oh, yeah.
And at least when I was a teenager, what was the biggest thing in the world was the MCU.
Yeah.
And I've read a few like Marvel and DC comics. maybe I'll talk more about comics at the end.
fair
Sizzle. But no, I haven't read like the classic EC comics, but I know a lot of the history of them because I do find the history of comics and specifically the Comics Code Authority very interesting.
Yes, that is fascinating.
That's something I've looked into. Not for a while, but I remember also doing interesting research on that.
Do you know comic books were corrupting the youth?
They were.
Yeah.
It's very much
They were
true.
too violent and too scary.
Yeah.
God.
Crazy thing. That's the thing, because watching the opening scene of the movie, straight away talks about that.
Yeah.
So it is very, very true. And maybe that's kind of part of the reason that horror comics specifically did kind of die out. I mean, physical comics in a way now are a lot more niche in a sense of they're accessible. You can go into a Forbidden Planet in the UK and pick up a superhero collection. That's what I tend to do and stuff like that. But I mean, the single issue volume comic books haven't really been a thing for, I'd say, most of our lifetime. I think even before we were born, that was
people get all their horror from YouTube videos and TikToks. They get it from creepypastas.
Yeah, I genuinely creepypastas. I would agree. Kind of evolution on this genre.
Absolutely.
Creepy
Message
shows.
was
Creepy show.
creepypasta shows. Yes,
Was Stephen cooking?
he was. Is Stephen in the back rooms?
Can you imagine if fucking Stephen King?
me. I'm here.
I think everyone else would be like, "What the fuck?"
Do a television for. What are you doing here?
We'd all be losing our shit. It'd be like when the fucking Shining
Hello,
reference.
the worst person in the world.
It'd be like when the Shining reference came up in Zootopia too.
Yeah.
It was just like, whoa.
Whoa.
Anyway, Kat, come back here in 2 weeks' time for our next episode when we talk about Stephen King in the back rooms.
Yeah. That'll be the title.
We just bit off Mr. Harrigan's phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we go into the production?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to say about the Comics Code Authority.
Oh yeah,
They were introduced because comics were getting too violent and corrupting youths. You know, if it's not the comic book that's corrupting the kids, it's the television. If it's not the television, it's the rap music. If it's not the rap music, it's the video games. If it's not the video games, it's the TikToks. This has been happening forever, and horror comics were the problem back in the 50s. The 50s comic books, horror was at least what I consider to be the definitive genre of that decade. And then in the 60s, DC started the Justice League, bringing some of their biggest characters together. Then, as a result, Marvel made the Fantastic Four, and then big superhero craze ensued, and that kind of took over horror comics as being the big thing. Comics have struggled over the years. They're still around. They haven't disappeared entirely. People still buy them. They've got very ardent fans, as I'm sure everyone knows.
I know a bunch of online ones.
Yeah.
They're more like short form, but there's still like
Control Delete.
Control Ultimately, like a Penny Arcade.
Yeah.
It's like webcomics as a natural evolution of this.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of sad they get a bad rep because of all that, because there's like some genuinely interesting ones out there.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting though, just you saying now about how the code's going to change things and horror comics being big among kids, because I've said this as a teacher. I think kids yearn for horror. I did. Kids love being scared.
You're a substitute one day. You show up, go, ah! Kids, lesson number 1: always be on your toes.
Always be on your toes.
Well,
but yeah, I think that it's natural. I think kids explore horror in their own accessible ways. Back then it was horror comics, and nowadays it's genuinely staff meetings about what's this Five Nights at Freddy's thing doing. It's too violent, unironically.
Yeah.
Well, the Comics Code Authority was introduced and formed in 1954. I'm going to run through what the criteria was back then. Number 1, crimes shall never be presented in such a way as to create sympathy for the criminal, to promote distrust of the forces of law and justice, or to inspire others with a desire to imitate criminals. There are quite a few of these, so...
That's okay, I'll just let you rattle them off.
Number 2, scenes of excessive violence shall be prohibited. Scenes of brutal torture, excessive and unnecessary knife and gunplay, physical agony, the gory and gruesome crime shall be eliminated. Number 3, Criminals shall not be presented so as to be rendered glamorous or occupy a position which creates desire for emulation. 4. Policemen, judges, government officials, and respected institutions shall never be presented in such a way as to create disrespect for established authority. All scenes of horror, excessive bloodshed, gory or gruesome crimes, depravity, lust, sadism, masochism shall not be permitted.
Oh, no
What is
lust.
that?
No lust.
No lust,
my
no
favourite.
depravity?
Oh, no Satanism.
Damn.
Fuck, I forgot what number we're on.
6.
6. No comic Number 6. No comic magazine shall use the words horror or terror in its title.
Scary.
Sorry, I know you go to the next one. That's a stupid rule. I know they're all kind of stupid. That one specifically is really stupid.
Yeah.
But go on.
Number 7. All lurid, unsavory, gruesome illustrations shall be eliminated. Number 8. Inclusion of stories dealing with evil shall be used or shall be published only where the intent is to illustrate a moral issue, and in no case shall evil be presented alluringly, nor so as to injure the sensibilities of the reader. Number 8, I think, maybe, I don't know.
I think it was number 9.
Fuck
I don't
it.
know, number 8.
In every instance, good shall triumph over evil, and criminals must be punished for their misdeeds. Boring! If crime is depicted, it shall be as a sordid and unpleasant activity. Scenes dealing with or instruments associated with walking dead, torture, vampires and vampirism, ghouls, cannibalism, and werewolfism are prohibited.
And a
No
werewolf.
ghouls.
Profanity, obscenity, smut, vulgarity, or words or symbols which have acquired undesirable meanings are forbidden. Females shall be drawn realistically, without any exaggeration of physical qualities.
Okay, they kind of cooked with that one, not going to lie.
Disagree.
You want them all to have itty bitties?
Say it again? I think I misunderstood it.
Females shall be drawn
First
realistically.
of all, I hate how they say females.
Oh, yeah.
What is that shit?
Femoids shall be drawn realistically, without exaggeration of any physical qualities.
Oh, I took that more as interpretive, like, can't give them, like, fucking massive
I wanna-
bonkers, but I guess
wanna
I see what you
tie-
mean.
No, Power Girl exists for a reason.
I want to tie down all the authority and show them a Robert Crumb comic and see how they blow their fucking heads off. Have you ever seen them?
No.
I gotta show you after.
That sounds wild.
The
fucking
name
insane.
is familiar.
Robert Crumb?
Yeah.
Have you not seen the documentary? He was like a really big figure in like the underground comic scene in like the 60s and 70s. They're very sexual and
Nice.
If you show it to me, I might be like, oh, fuck, you just unlocked
These
something.
people could not handle blood on the tracks.
yeah.
Suggestive and salacious illustration or suggestive posture is unacceptable. Nudity with meretricious purpose and salacious postures shall not be permitted in the advertising of any product. Clothed figures shall never be presented in such a way as to be offensive or contrary to good taste or morals.
He did Fritz the Cat.
Ah, that makes sense. Nudity in any form is prohibited, as is indecent or undue exposure. Illicit sex relations are neither to be hinted at nor portrayed. Rape scenes as well as sexual abnormalities are unacceptable. I don't know what sexual abnormalities means. This was the 50s.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last two, sex perversion or any inference to the same is strictly forbidden.
So perversion.
Perversion or attraction to
I
the
see.
same sex.
Mm.
And seduction and rape shall never be shown or suggested. Thoughts?
Interesting how, just going off that very last one, they lump in seduction and rape together.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
It's just also... I mean, obviously, pretty much every single one of those is just to be blunt, stupid. But I also think it's just, like, the whole, you can't show... Yeah, you've got the ones of, like, okay, I guess I'm not going to advocate for, rape to be shown in comics, just to, like, jump to the extreme example. But then on the flip side of...
Women should be able to have big boobs.
Yeah, also that. But then also the moral quandaries of, good must always triumph over evil, and you can't have basically morally grey characters. That's some of the best historical character writing of all time.
Well, Hollywood, for example, were under the Hays Code for God knows how many years.
Can't show a toilet.
Can't show a toilet?
In case you want to fuck it.
So they've just showed me Robert Crumb. Damn, yeah, they'd have an aneurysm if they saw this guy.
I love Robert Crumb stuff. It's not for everyone. It's it's like purposefully like kind of vulgar.
Yeah, I mean, evidently
But
so.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's my main issue.
Like these, like those comics were illegal to sell in the comic shop. They had to sell them.
I don't know if I could say that's my.
Wooga!
I don't know if I could say that's my main issue, but that's one of the issues with these codes in general. Anyone who basically knows anything about just humanity in general, if you say you can't do this, can't do that, can't do that, people are going to want to do it. People are going to find creative ways around it.
Especially when it's to do with art.
Exactly. People are going to push those boundaries. So when you try and
it's kind of funny though. It feels like we're kind of backpedaling a lot in terms of how much vulgarity is shown on TV, on any sort of media.
It's
a lot of
interesting
people
you
are a
say
lot
that.
more sensitive to that.
I guess you could say it seems today that all you see is
violence
in movies and sex on TV.
Exactly. But it's interesting you say, because there's a whole idea of, mainly online, of Gen Z being more prudish than past generations. And I saw a conversation on TikTok not long ago. I saw a trend of videos talking about people being against sex scenes in movies, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And very much discussions I'd seen before on, say, Tumblr and other sites. But not only was that had me thinking of, right, hang on, I see fucking tons of movies and this doesn't come up that often.
Mm.
But that same idea of, okay, but if you restrict that, where are you going to draw the line?
Yeah.
And that's the issue of, say, for example, I spoke to you both about, we saw Obsession recently, and I said I actually found the gore, not obsessive, I found the gore kind of excessive to a point where it kind of did put me off, even though I love horror.
Mm-hmm.
But I would never want to restrict that.
No.
Because then that would just be... that would be counterintuitive, and I think that's the problem with these codes, in my opinion, is they don't realize that the restriction doesn't stop people thinking about it. It doesn't stop people making it.
No.
If anything, it makes them seek it out more. And rather than people being able to explore horror and sex and these themes in a way that can be monitored and used in an educational sense, now they're going to find it in the fucking background places of weird shit.
Yeah, you're going to find them on fucking 4chan instead.
Exactly.
And not to foreshadow a podcast that may or may not exist in the future, who knows?
Yeah.
But there's a reason why certain movies from the 80s, which may have been forgotten to the annals of time, are now things that people want to seek out because they were part of the video nasties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn into no, I'm not going to give away the name until it's done.
Yeah, until it's a done deal and we're actually doing it.
We decided 2 podcasts wasn't enough.
Yeah, we need a third one.
Okay. Production. George A. Romero at some point was somehow involved in Salem's Lot. Except he didn't make it, but he did have a movie out around the same time called Martin, which is a horror movie.
It's a vampire movie.
Yeah, it's a vampire movie.
So you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. It's been on my watch list for a decade.
I've seen the one about the monkey. The monkey shines. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when we actually cover the monkey.
When we cover the monkey, I guess we can talk about Monkey Shines.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about Toy Story 3.
Yeah. All adaptations.
Yeah.
Sure.
Except the Bollywood ones. We'll do an entire season of those.
Yeah. That's coming when we finish everything else.
Yeah.
So Stephen King and George A. Romero met as a result, and they are both very prolific in the world of horror. George A. Romero, having directed Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead, would also go on to direct Day of the Dead, another King adaptation as well in The Dark Half, which
and Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, Survivor of the Dead.
Yeah, the one about the fairground that like recently got completed.
Amusement something.
Yeah, that one. And I met the guy.
You did? I
Yeah,
knew you
did.
could bring up the story. You love bringing up the story.
Yeah, so fair
I've
enough.
spoken about it before. Nice chap.
Yeah.
Great glasses.
Yeah.
He's cute looking. Those massive fucking things. He looked old forever.
Yeah. But he was very much open to making commercial films. He made a big boo-boo on Night of the Living Dead. Didn't copyright the movie.
Really?
Don't get doing that. Yeah, it's in the public domain.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like literally anyone, like, it's a public domain thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think all things should be public domain.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's why you have stuff like Return of the Living Dead, because that's a different producer on the movie who retained the Living Dead. And that's why Dawn of the Dead is not Dawn of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
But he brought over some people who worked on Dawn of the Dead. We are going to talk about those in a moment. But he did a movie in 1981 called Night Riders, which is about...
Knights on bikes?
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to be like, it's... Imagine like an old jousting duel, but they're on motorbikes. Kind of like Scooby-Doo 2.
Ah, sick.
Hell yeah. Speaking to our generation.
Yeah.
But there's a cameo in that movie by none other than Mr. Stephen King.
Is there?
Yeah.
Huh.
And that's the first time they technically worked together. But they both had a shared fondness for EC comics and horror comics of the 50s. Stephen King loves the 50s. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Yeah. So they started coming up with some ideas, and they got a movie off the ground called Creepshow. For it, they did reuse 2 short stories that King had written. But there are 3 stories that are completely original, and a wraparound segment, which also is an original story. It was filmed in the Pittsburgh area, because much like M. Night Shyamalan, the guy loves Pennsylvania.
I want to go to Pennsylvania.
I want to go to Maine.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Always Sunny.
Always Sunny.
Not Mothman. He's from Chicago. I have to reiterate this every time.
Yeah.
But he's known to like relocate every now and again, so if you see him.
Yeah.
A John? A John?
What, The Grudge?
No, that's a Philly thing, right? A John?
No idea, sorry.
Philly cheesesteak.
A
Yeah.
Wawa?
I
Smiling Friends live in Pennsylvania?
think so.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Klepp was the one guy who, like...
Oh, fucking, what's his name? The guy, the musical guy.
Stephen
Stephen
Sondheim?
No.
Lin-Manuel
Hammerstein?
Miranda?
No.
Rogers?
No. He's the actor.
Hugh Jackman?
No, he's like really famous now. He's in
Jonathan Groff?
Merrily. Yes,
Oh,
he's
Jonathan
from
Groff.
He's from Pennsylvania.
Damn, well done getting that before me.
Yeah. Fuck you!
Karen loves theatre, famously.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a movie, and this is the movie.
Fantastic.
So, it was directed by George A. Romero, and written by Stephen King. His first screenplay credit, as far as I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, it would be, I suppose.
Yeah. At least officially, you know, he might have written something.
Yeah.
But having covered some of his screenplays, well, having covered some of his books, you know, sometimes they do vary.
But this was like in his
quality.
peak period.
Yeah, this was like prime cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this is just like after
just-
Dead Zone. So it's like because we're like in the 80s now.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're in
actually,
the
when did
80s.
production start?
So it came out in 1982, so 1981.
1981. Okay, so it's just over. So it's like it's not a slump era or anything, but it's like, you know, he's got his shit down.
He's got
Like he
his-
said in
yeah.
that documentary, it took him like what?
60 days to write draft
60
one.
days?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy man.
yeah. And he did more than write, but we'll get onto that when it becomes relevant. It was produced by Richard P. Rubenstein, someone we've mentioned before, as he produced The Langoliers. We will end up talking about him again because he's produced stuff like The Stand and Tales from the Dark Side, which is another horror anthology series that Romero worked on, and King. There's also a movie of that, which obviously is something we'll discuss in the future. But
Yeah.
I've seen quite a bit of Tales from the Dark Side. I watched a lot of horror anthology shows like in the mid-2010s.
I was going to ask this because I'd forgotten before, and I remembered just as you went into production. I was going to ask of what is our general. We don't have to talk about it now because you're mid-production.
horror
but we can.
anthologies?
General interest in horror anthologies. 'Cause
I
feel
love
like,
them.
Yeah, you've talked about them loads,
Yeah.
at least with me.
I haven't seen all of the Twilight Zone, but I've seen like a lot of it.
Yeah.
I've seen. I think Simpsons Treehouse of Horror is probably like a really early one that introduced me to the format.
Mhm.
But even nowadays, you got stuff like Black Mirror.
Yeah, it's true.
There's The Outer Limits. There's a lot of different versions of the Twilight Zone, and even to an extent, I guess, Doctor Who comes up in that discussion. Not really so much with the horror, but definitely sci-fi.
I can see the
Horror
influence.
sometimes.
Yeah. Especially more recent stuff.
Yeah. Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Goosebumps. We have a First Time Flies episode on Goosebumps.
Are you afraid of the dark?
Yeah.
Ghostwriter.
Yeah.
I'm just naming them.
You are just naming them. We had an episode on Goosebumps, but when I was a child, my brother read them. And in Spain, when we shared a bedroom, I had to sleep facing away from his bookshelf because I found the Goosebumps books so scary, and very much like my story with The Shining, where I kind of then delved into horror. I definitely think that Goosebumps were also kind of a Kickstarter on that. So I've seen a lot of Goosebumps, the show. Twilight Zone I've always wanted to get into, especially since talking to you about it. It is something I will eventually watch. And yeah, I like Black Mirror. I've watched some of Are You Afraid of the Dark? It's definitely something I want to explore.
Have you ever seen the Are You Afraid
more.
of the Dark one with the fucking the peeling guy in the swimming
pool
pool?
one? Yeah, that's a very
Jesus
famous
Christ.
one, isn't it? Yeah.
How was that on TV for kids?
Yeah.
Shout out to Ultra Q. It's like a tokusatsu one from the 60s.
Yeah?
Pretty cool.
That sounds
Nice.
cool. And in terms of other movies as well, VHS. I haven't caught up on the new ones. Vush.
Horror
Yeah,
anthologies
I've
can
only
be
seen the
like a
first
good.
two.
Yeah.
Horror anthologies can be a really good testing ground for like new directors.
Yeah.
I wish it was like they're more prevalent or.
They still do them. I know, like Shudder release a new VHS
I was going to
movie
say,
every year.
that's why I'm so behind on VHS, because I just kind of didn't realise there would be an annual thing.
But they have stuff like Nightmare Cinema, Southbound. What's Amusement is one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of horror anthologies, but they're not as big. They're more
Yeah.
independent, smaller productions. I want to rewatch the ABCs of Death.
Oh,
I haven't seen that in a while.
I've seen that. I remember, much like any anthology, there's going to be highs
There
and
were
lows.
lots of ebbs and lots of flows.
So, you know.
A lot of peaks, a lot of valleys.
I have seen that. I could only remember a couple of them, though. But I feel like horror as a genre really lends itself well. I think if any series would, or any genre would fit an anthology style, it would be kind of horror or sci-fi, because you could explain those concepts in a really short amount of time, and you don't have to drag things out.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine like an anthology of like Jane Austen romances or something?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But I was thinking of one of my favorite series of like the last 10 years. I've watched it twice. It's one I find myself thinking about is called Tales from the Loop, and I've actually got the book it's based on, by because I got the art book. But
is that the one written by the same guy who did The Electric State?
Yes, yeah. But Tales from the Loop is a good adaptation. But that's
I wasn't talking about the movie.
I know, but yeah, the same book. That's anthology. All takes place in the same town, but you follow different characters and different sci-fi concepts each episode.
Yeah.
But I think I think heavy genre things really suit, just like you said, giving people a chance to experiment, whether it's new directors or someone who's got a story that, how many times have we thought of a good idea, but it could only really fit in a short amount of time?
Mm.
So I think shorts are underrated.
I really like short form content and
NMG shorts.
Me and my basketball shorts. No, I agree. I
like compilations, like to an extent, funniest Vine compilations. That's cool, but I've got an extreme fondness for classic PSAs.
Yeah,
and I've got Blu-ray collections of like stuff that was commissioned by the UK government to educate people on like knives are bad and don't do crimes or you'll go to prison.
On my days, there's no safe place to get stabbed.
It's true. Yeah. And I've also got another one which is just trailers for like really like schlocky horror movies from the 80s.
Yeah.
And I just eat that shit up because it's so condensed.
Yeah.
Joe and myself watched Passenger the other day, and
Yes.
I didn't care for the movie at all.
Yeah, I liked it a bit more than you.
I think what really struck me was the first 10 minutes of the film is done so much better in a 1.5 minute trailer.
Yeah, the trailer for it. If you're interested in Passenger, just watch the trailer. It's a better short film than it is a full film.
Yeah.
It's interesting because obviously I'm going to talk about the short stories for this later, and we've done short stories on the show before. We covered Lawnmower Man. But
Lawnmower Man?
Lawnmower Man. But I feel like that was a bit of a throwaway because I knew the adaptation was nothing like it. But I feel like in the last couple years, I have been reading a lot more short story collections. Just by coincidence, I suppose. It's not something I've been seeking out.
And I guess anthologies would go back to ye old days of fables and myths.
Myths, yeah. What they called them? Not nursery rhymes, but like, your fairy tales.
So some anthologies are just told, here's a story, here's another story, here's another story. But some of them have little wraparound segments. This is one of those stories. So
A little thread.
a little thread. Yeah. I do just want to quickly mention some people who work across all of these, because I didn't finish that. Oopsie. Director of photography is Michael Gornick. He is a DOP on Dawn of the Dead and is a director of some episodes of Golden Years and Creepshow 2.
Oh, really?
So we've spoken about him before and we'll speak about him again. Music is by John Harrison, who is a composer who worked on...
They smashed two Beatles together.
Isn't John Harrison the fake name that Khan uses in Star Trek Into Darkness?
I really appreciate you looking at me. I don't have a fucking clue.
I just know how much you love that movie. Yeah, composer who worked on Day of the Dead, is a director and has worked on the 2000s Dune and several episodes.
The sci-fi show?
The sci-fi show, indeed. And several episodes of a little show called Creepshow.
So he's worked on the show as well.
He's worked on the show as well. And
they gave the Grips a directing credit on one of the Creepshow shows.
Epic. And the makeup and SFX are by the legend Tom Savini.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also worked with Romero on Dawn of the Dead and did the best Friday the 13th makeup and effects.
Which one was that?
He did the first one and the final
4.
But his best work is Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead is
incredible.
Zombie stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the effects in Dawn. I think they look pretty good considering the budget as well.
Yeah.
But Day of the Dead is fucking phenomenal.
Day of the Dead is my favorite of the trilogy.
I need to rewatch him. I need to watch him. I don't think I've ever seen Day of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead's my least favorite.
I think that's dumb. Dawn of the Dead is probably the most fun, and Day of the Dead makes you want to kill yourself, which is like it's a feat.
Yeah,
I kind of really like depressing.
I
shit.
more respect Day of the Dead than I enjoy watching it. Dawn is like
I really like Night of the Living Dead as well. I like Dawn of the Dead. Don't get me wrong; it's not a bad movie. It's just my least favorite.
Yeah.
You just get annoyed because I threw pies at on some zombies.
That was epic.
That was awesome.
That was one of the best parts.
That was really good.
I
like it when he stuck his arm in.
I liked it
in the heart rate monitor that it got torn off.
I liked it when they played the gonk.
Yeah, that was cool.
Boom, 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 boom. I liked it when Zack Snyder remade it.
Disagree.
Oh god, forgot about that.
Written by James Gunn.
Really?
See, you don't know what to think now.
No, I still think it
You
looked
gun-tard.
shit. Gun-tard. That's how dare you? That's awful. Sounds like something Val would call me.
Okay, someone's not Snyder celled.
Yeah.
Wow.
So imagine calling yourself a Snyder cell. a Snyder celibate.
I saw something the
To
other
be
day.
fair, Snyder fans are celibates.
I saw something on Instagram yesterday, and it was like, Michael has crossed 700 million at the box office. This is why Hollywood is ready for Zack Snyder to come back. I was like, the two have no correlation.
Let him cook. Fair
I've had a
enough.
conversation with like 3 Zack Snyder fans, and one of them was like an actual pervert and not the good kind.
I used to live with a Zack Snyder fan, and he was very, very dirty. I haven't met Zack Snyder, but I've been as far away from Zack Snyder as I am to Joe and Viv right now.
Really?
Yeah. And you know that one picture of like the Virgin and the Chad and the pose the Virgin is walking in? Yeah. That's what Zack Snyder was doing, and I've got a photo of him doing it as well. So like
Pop that on your Instagram.
Look, Zack Snyder is apparently a lovely person, but he's posting AI on Instagram now, so fuck him.
Zack Snyder's kind of like your equivalent to, if I remember his name, I literally just forgot his name.
Jonathan Groff.
No, Kevin Feige.
Oh, no, we were thinking, like, is that Kevin Feige for ages? And then he left. It was like, oh shit, that was.
Yeah, but I mean, we were this far away from Kevin Feige.
I guess so.
I'm just going to see if I can...
He didn't even have to get on that chain. He was just like, I need to get out of here.
I genuinely think if you're a celebrity and you hear someone go, is that? And then your name, it is an immediate, like, fuck's sake. And he was with his kids as well.
Yeah.
We weren't going to say anything. We just genuinely didn't know if it was him. Oh, damn. Oh, no.
He's literally in the fucking pose.
Oh, please said that. That is so funny.
Yeah. But Zack Snyder didn't direct this.
No.
Although people probably wish he did.
Future. I'm not saying he adapted something. I'm just saying I'm sure he'll come up again at some point.
Could you imagine if he's just like, yeah, I really want to do From a Buick 8.
I was going to say, I was looking at which ones haven't been adapted yet?
Oh no, he's going to fucking remake something. He's going to remake Shawshank.
He could do it.
The Snyder Shank.
Snyder Shank.
It's going to make it dark and gritty.
As it should be.
Henry Cavill is red.
Yeah.
You're going to see the sexual assault in full detail.
God.
Every single time.
In slow-mo.
In slow-mo.
Oh, no.
It's going to be so tasteful. It's going to be like 300.
Yeah. They're going to be playing Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah in the background.
It's going to be in beat to the arse slaps.
What an interesting man. Speaking of men, there's
Alex
a boy.
Garland.
There's a boy in this who is now a man you might know.
I didn't realize it was him until the documentary. That's so cute. It's Joe King.
Yeah, it's little Joe King.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
I don't want to keep getting sidetracked, but I just want to mention this. You know how we're saying about Viv having awful memory? We've spoken about this before.
No, to be fair, I didn't remember this either.
Okay.
I was thinking about this. I know you could bring this up episode, and I just want to bring it up. That's what happens when you abuse drugs for years.
Oh. Fair enough. I thought it was really cute that I had little Joe King.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe King, yeah. He's credited as Joe King in this.
Joe Hill is a pen name.
Yeah, he's from his full name.
Yeah.
He's got a sick full name.
Joe Mountain King.
Okay, yeah.
Joe Mountain King.
Joe Hillstrom King. That's where Joe Hill comes from.
Oh
Joe
no, you set up with Joe Mountain King and then you...
Joe Hillstrom King is
That's
way
still cool,
cooler.
but like Joe Mountain King?
Joe Mountain King is a stupid name. Joe Hillstrom King is a good name.
You sounded...
Joe, if you ever change your name, change it to
name.
Joe Mountain.
Oh, yeah, okay. The problem is I have a pretty good name.
Yeah.
That's my problem, especially because as someone who wants to publish books in the future, I'm just like, ideally I would use a pen name, but I actually think my name is pretty good.
Yeah, he played Billy, Joe King does. Joe Hill.
Joe Hill.
We've spoken about him. He's Stephen King's son.
Yeah,
and an author.
He's an author.
In his own right.
When we eventually run out of Stephen King things, if we're not burned out or dead, maybe we'll cover Joe Hill stuff.
Yeah, we could do Lock and Key. We could do Black Phone.
Yeah.
Is King Sorrow just him being upset that his name is no longer Joe King?
I have no idea, but it's like 1,000,000 pages long.
Yeah, it's a tome.
Yeah. I mean, we will talk about his work in the future because he's collaborated with his dad.
That is true.
We will, but, you know.
Someone we've spoken about before, though, is Tom Atkins. No, we haven't spoken about Tom Atkins, but we spoke about something Tom Atkins was in.
Yes.
He's in Halloween 3.
Yes.
He's also in The Fog. He plays Stan, who's Billy's dad.
Yeah. The one who slaps him.
Mm-hmm. No comment. Good roll.
Okay. Ivor Jean Saraceni, who's in Knight Riders, George A. Romero's previous movie, plays the mother/wife. She's not named.
At all?
I think that's fucked.
That's the credits? Or like...
Up.
No, she's just not named at all. He's Billy. He's Stan. She's just a woman.
That's kind of fucked up. I know. You reminded me, though, of a fact I don't know if I shared in the very first episode of this podcast, but was reminded of during the special features of this. Speaking of women's names and wives, Christine, the car, named after George A. Romero's wife.
That is true.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But I don't know if I mentioned that when we did Christine.
A character named after the wife of someone who worked on this movie. I wonder if that's going to become relevant later on in this episode,
That's
Joe.
way too elaborate.
Will it?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
Yes, it will.
Your brand of autism, man. It's incredible.
Do we want to go through the cast of each of these, or do you want to do it cast?
I feel like
cast
cast short makes sense.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's all.
But regardless, it is like a stacked cast, especially for like a George Romero film, who's like basically known for like his no budget films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and they mentioned this in the documentary where they
Yeah.
said like they had like a bit more money for this, so they're able to get like actual actors for this. And, like a big point I want to put out is that I think the cast is great. I think everyone's doing great on all of these.
I agree. I love the acting in this across the board, and I think it's actually cool when bigger actors play shorter roles.
Yeah.
I think for longer films, I've said this before. I have this weird thing with some actors now. The thing that caused me thinking about it was How to Make a Killing with Glenn Powell and Margaret Qualley, where I was thinking I can't see them as the characters anymore. I'm just so used to them as actors. So I feel like putting big actors in short films or anthologies just really works for me because it does feel like sort of a bit
Especially,
part.
it can really work when it's against type. I feel.
Exactly.
And they pull it off. If they don't,
Yes.
it like
Obviously it's
backfires.
generalizing, but in this case it really works.
Yeah, it's a reason why Black Mirror is able to get like big stars.
Yeah.
It's low commitment, but
Exactly.
it's like high profile stuff.
So do you want to go to the first one? To the first one?
Yeah. So the wraparound. We'll talk more about the wraparounds as a whole at the end because they do come back.
Yes.
But first of all, it's a meta commentary on the state of EC comics and horror comics in general, how they were corrupting the youth, but the youth sought them out even still.
Yeah. I do love the Joe Hill's delivery of them. It's no different to the books that you have in your underwear drawer. Those sex books. Love the way he says that. But yeah, it's directly there. Like you said, it's exactly what we spoke about earlier.
No, it's depicting like the good old days when you could hit your kids.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, what was the actor's name again?
Joe Hill.
No, the grown-up.
Oh, Tom Atkins.
Tom Atkins, yeah. Tom Atkins was quite... Stephen King was quite anxious about the scene where Tom Atkins hits Joe Hill.
Oh, really?
And he had to, be like, I'm not going to actually hit him. But then he also did tease him and say, I am going to hit him.
Oh.
Like,
What's the joke about beating like he is the son of the author?
yeah, it's like, it's fine. I'm not going to hit him.
Beat the shit out of your kid, Steven.
I
I love the animated segments. I think they're great as well.
Yeah, I love them.
They're sprinkled out between.
Yeah, they're so small, but they really help tie it all together.
And especially, I love that the kind of part of the reason they did not the full animation, but the transition with the animation is because the puppets, and I love the way the puppet looks.
The puppets are
because
so
they
good.
couldn't really move the puppet out of the frame without it looking jank.
Yeah.
So they, the puppet and then transition into animation looks incredible. I will say, as
Is
someone,
the puppet's name Raoul?
Raoul, yeah. So Raoul is
the creep.
Yeah, Raoul apparently was a real skeleton.
What?
That's
I don't know. True.
I
How
don't
the
know.
fuck would you get a real
I don't know.
skeleton?
Fucking Tom Savini was like, "That's Raoul. He's a real skeleton." I don't know. I'm pretty sure he was kidding.
Yeah, because like that's the shit that prevailed during like
Like Poltergeist. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
As far as I'm aware, Poltergeist was legit, but
I doubt it.
He was probably joking, or I misunderstood. But his name was definitely Raoul.
I want to mention as well. I think this entire film pulls off the aesthetic of converting comic to film much better than certain examples like later on, like a Hulk. I need to rewatch a Hulk. That takes it a bit too far. This is like the perfect middle ground where it's able to blend the filmic aesthetics, the color, and the actual comic frames beautifully. It works so well. In my opinion.
think the vibes of this is just perfect. I mean, do we want to say just like a general thoughts about the whole thing?
I think it's great. Like, the aesthetics are one of the reasons why I keep coming back.
Yeah.
I've always thought, like, I would love to see a modern comic book adaptation kind of take cues from this. And when stuff happens, it goes, like, crazy colors. It goes, like, very saturated, very stylistic, very intentional, thoughtful choices.
Mm-hmm.
They're not realistic at all, which a lot of things go for, which is counterintuitive.
Yeah.
This has a modus operandi, and it sticks to it, and it works for this. And I wish more things did this. I really enjoy Creepshow. It's the reason I've watched it.
This is great. More or less the exact same reason. It's always fun seeing people express maximalism
Yeah.
in different ways. And translating comic panels like this, I thought it did it perfectly. It was so fun, and it works with the material so well. What about you?
Can you imagine if I was just like,
I hate this.
I love this. I think it's brilliant. I think that the style is just something that's aged so well because, like you said, so many things have veered away from this. I think even within horror as well. I can't remember. I spoke about this recently, and maybe not on the pod, but I just think things need to be more silly, more fun, and horror especially. It just needs to be more camp, and that is exactly what this is.
Yeah,
it's got those freaky bits. There's like
there was some parts that genuinely got me.
One or two jump scares that got me, and it's got the practical effects. I fucking love practical effects.
Yeah, the effects are great.
Yeah, I do have criticisms mainly with the writing of some segments, mainly and this is very specific to me. You might not agree, but I feel this way when I read a lot of short stories as well. When it's framed as a short story or a short film, I become a lot more critical of the length.
Yeah,
and there are shorts in this. There are a couple of them. I'll point them out when we get to them, where I am thinking, especially after reading the Creepshow Volume 1, where I am thinking this could have been cut down.
Yeah.
But that is
I think I know the one you're on about. We'll talk
There's
about
a
it when
couple,
we get
but that
to it.
is a nitpick. I'm the same when I read. One of my favorite authors, Sayaka Murata, has a short story collection called Life Ceremony, and I was the same with that. I think she's a brilliant author, and there are amazing concepts in that book, and there were still times where I was thinking, this could be done by now. Like, I just become more critical. It's just the way I engage with the media.
There are 5 stories and wraparounds here, and it does take place over the course of 1 hour and 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Not all of them are made equal. They're very uneven with the length.
Yeah, and maybe
some of them benefit, some of them less. Yeah. So
I like all of these stories. There's not a single one where I'm thinking, to make the whole thing shorter, this one should be cut. It's literally just I think this one could use some trimming here, and this one could use some trimming there. But I'll go into more detail later.
Okay.
But overall, I thought this was brilliant. I loved this. There are some segments, just anything with camp and with practical effects and silliness, where I'm just watching this with a big fucking smile on my face.
Well, we're going to start off with what I am going to say is my personal favourite segment.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Father's Day is the first story. This stars Carrie Nye, who is a stage actress, as Sylvia Grantham, Vivica Lindfors from Exorcist 3 and Stargate as Aunt Bedelia, Warner Shook from Dawn of the Dead and Knight Riders as Richard Grantham, Elizabeth Reagan as Cass Blaine, couldn't really find out what she had been in, John Cormer from The Twilight Zone, multiple episodes, as Nathan Grantham, the bad guy, the titular father whose day it is, a young Ed Harris from Pollock, and another Stephen King adaptation in the future. Ooh, Needful Things. He's Hank Blaine.
Never had a full head of hair. No respect it.
He's the bug guy.
Yeah. I was thinking, because he looks like Ed Harris, and he is Ed Harris, but he's a bit smoother. So I was like, thinking, like, I knew it,
and he dances.
He does dance. Small performance. Love the way he lights a cigarette.
Yeah.
Awesome. I do agree. This is a really great segment.
Yeah.
This is up there for me. It's not my favourite, but I really enjoy this one. I love the cast of characters. They're so
the one who plays the actual aunt. The one who's like at the grave.
Yeah.
Her like little monologue, I think that was great.
Yeah, she's great in this.
And that was off script.
Was it?
Yeah. So Stephen King, this is one of the few points of contention from behind the scenes, that she pretty much just was like, this is what I'm going to do with the role. This is what I'm doing. And she went very much away from what Stephen King envisioned.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently George Romero said that wound him up a little bit. But yeah, he had a whole scripted bit for that. And she just was like, I'm going to do my own thing.
Oh,
yeah.
I'll give it to her then, because it felt quite natural. And I love how like bombastic it kind of got. I think it fitted really well.
Yeah,
if it was like more subtle, I would think like, I'm not sure what
I think it's a really good blending of tones where it's like, it's very stiff upper lip and like hoity-toity.
Yeah.
And then it's just knocks over the beer and then he just rises from the grave.
Yeah.
Fucking scared the shit out of me. I forgot that scare came out. I was just like,
great though.
I was just like transfixed and then BAM!
Yeah.
when the hand
This
come
is-
out.
this
And
is-
a great effect.
Great
Yeah.
effect, yeah.
This is the one I think of all the time. I like, especially the moment at the very end when he comes out
Yeah.
and he's like, "I finally got my cake."
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
I think this is, having seen...
That's the moment that's seared in my brain from this.
So having seen other parts of the Creepshow series, which obviously came a lot later, granted I haven't seen Creepshow 2 or 3, or like I haven't seen much of it, but with what I have seen, that feels very Creepshow to me. I feel like this could easily be one of the iconic stories, just, cast of colourful characters and
I feel as though
very
it has
creative scares.
Yeah, I feel as though it has the best payoff.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's joking, but it was set up at the beginning, and it is like a good gory payoff.
And
it's quite fun.
And what I like about this format, the short story, is you don't have to go through all the story beats as you would in a typical movie. If Father's Day was an hour and a half long, it would be bad. It wouldn't have that ending. And that ending is perfect, because in a lot of horror movies, you don't just get
Finish your point, and I'm going to sort of...
the monster wins,
Yeah.
kills everyone.
It's
That's
funny
great.
considering the code as well that you said about the code of contact for
Yeah.
horror things.
I do kind of like how, because often with these sort of things, there's sort of morality to it. A lot of these are just devoid of morality. They're there for the scare, and that's about it. There are certain ones that do have like a comeuppance, but there are certain stories that are just like, this guy's fucked.
Basically, yeah.
Cake did look pretty good, though.
Cake?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not your cake. Although you do have a nice cake.
Thank you.
The cake...
Is cake butt?
Yeah.
Cake is booty.
You have a good butt.
Let them eat cake.
Ah.
That's very good.
I'm gonna have a Marie Antoinette drag persona, and my thing is gonna be like, let them eat cake, and then I'll slut drop.
Oh, wow. Honestly, I'm surprised if that hasn't been done already.
It must have.
Booty
done.
shorts that say, it'll say
Let
on the
them eat
ass, let them eat cake.
That'd be awesome.
If that doesn't exist, first merch drop.
Yeah.
And then the
All
pod
hail
would
the
have yeah, All Hail the King logo on one leg.
Let them eat cake.
Yeah, on the back.
But it kind of curves
Yeah,
into
on
the
the
ass
ass.
crack.
It's got a little... It's got the father from Father's Day just really small.
No, I did really
Cake.
I did really enjoy this story. I love the I guess for lack of better term, vignettes, like when you're seeing him have his tantrum.
Yeah.
It's just so much. It's so out there straight away. Nowadays, I feel like, just to generalize for the sake of it, not people, but like creative studios are afraid to take those big swings. And I get that this was a bit more normal back then, but I genuinely think that's why this has aged so well, is you don't see this style of bigness in horror. Usually you see it in more the graphic sense, not in the sense of, yes, it's scary.
No, I get what you mean. There's like a lot of idiosyncrasies within this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the characters act like a little weird.
Yeah. You got that one guy who's like the brother who's quite camp and gay.
Yeah. I like how they're just dancing.
Yeah, they're just
for a
dancing.
while.
So no way, yeah.
The servant who's just like... Just hates her
Oh yeah,
life.
yeah. You got that little bit of her. No, I think this is great.
Yeah. Like, there's not, like, a lot going on, but that works in its
I
favor.
wouldn't say there's much going on with like any of these really.
I think there's one
I think
in
there's-
particular that's got quite a bit going on.
I think there's some that have too much going on. But, say that. But no, I agree.
Yeah.
I'm happy to move on to the next one.
Yeah. All I will say is just to gas it up as well. I love the neck snap when he twists her head all the way back. That's
Yeah.
great. I'll say a minor criticism again, because minor. This is nitpicking just for the sake of engaging with it. I thought the grave kill was a bit stupid just because of how long it went on
Yeah.
for. But I also kind of appreciate how, like, if it went on for a tiny bit too long, it would have been, oh, that's kind of dumb. But because it went on for a ridiculous amount, it just loops back around to being funny. Yeah, there's not much more to say, really. We just all really like that one.
I mean, we got 5 of these to go.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the next...
Otherwise, Garen's having a dog thrown at him.
Yeah. The next segment, stars Stephen King.
Yes, it does.
Whoa! He's not having a cameo. He's straight up the star.
He is.
For years, people have been dunking on this. I have no idea why. This performance is incredible.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I fucking love this one.
This isn't my favorite one. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
This is what I was referring to when we covered the first episode of the series.
Yeah.
Where I feel like it's a very similar story to that.
Yeah, great. It's very similar to Grey Matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Grey Matter is very self-serious with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is so stupid. So this is the lonesome death of Jodie Verrill. Stephen King plays Jodie Verrill. We also have one other actor in this segment, that being Bingo O'Malley from Super 8 and the remake of My Bloody Valentine. Plays Jodie's dad and the doctor and the scientist.
I thought he did. I wasn't sure about the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Department of Meteors.
But before we get into
Meteor
that,
shit!
but before we get into that, this is one of the ones that is based on a short story. So it's based on the short story Weeds, which was first published in Cavalier magazine, May 1976. Just a bit about Cavalier. We've actually talked about a short story from there before. They're the ones who published Lawnmower Man. So King wrote 14 short stories for Cavalier in the 70s. And just a bit about Cavalier. It started with the intention of being a book, like publishing excerpts from books, but then it slowly evolved into being more like a Playboy magazine.
Yeah, it's like a porno now.
Yeah, which is really funny because that'll come back later when we talk about the other short story.
When we talk about porn.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we should do a porn podcast where we review porn.
That'd be so cool.
porncast.
Porncast. It writes itself.
Yeah.
I really like the scene where she was squirting.
Whoa. That's crazy. I like the bit where he fucked the toe out of nowhere.
I like when they hugged at the end.
Wow, you would, woman.
Hey, aftercare is just as important, Joe.
Yeah, pump and dump. That's gross. I'm sorry. Right. 1979, King revised the story, and in 2020, it was included in the deluxe edition of Night Shift, published by Cemetery Dance. The title, it was originally Weeds, but it was changed to Lonesome Death of Jodie Verrill, and it is a reference to a Bob Dylan song, The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll. Yeah. And I read both the short stories after watching the film. Short stories pretty much a one-for-one. Geordie is a bit less idiotic in the
He's
story.
less of a lunkhead.
Yeah, he's still dumb, but it makes a point of being like...
He's a real hick.
And it's like, I may be dumb, but I'm not arsely.
Well.
Yeah, you know, it was the time.
I like how in the documentary they kept saying how similar Stephen King was to this character.
I fucking love Stephen King's performance in this.
Yeah.
This is the one where I was
thing
watching.
he's doing with his eyes,
Yeah,
just going...
exactly. This is the one I watched with a big smile on my face.
People think he's like a bad actor, but who could like do this any better?
Yeah.
But this is what I mean with in terms of reflecting on these things, especially having watched the behind the scenes. And I'm less familiar with George A. Romero's work than you two are, but it seems like he knows his vision, he knows what he wants, and it sounds like in all these segments, his drive was basically just telling everyone, no, go big, go big.
Yeah,
that's exactly what King is doing. He's delivering what he should be. It's a silly story about a man becoming weeds.
Yeah.
And with those vignettes as well, how else is he going to play it?
I forgot how it ends where he kills himself.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Really cool effect as well.
Very
him
cool.
being covered in grass.
I love
him being covered in grass, but also like they had like the actual like guy like laying down holding the gun.
Yeah.
And then they had
It didn't
to
actually
full
make
explosion.
Steven go... At that point, he wasn't in all that.
No,
No,
it was a stunt guy.
They did cover him in lots of grass, obviously. They had to shave his chest to to put all the grass on him.
Apparently he was like the worst with the makeup effects.
Yeah,
according
everything
to
just
Tom
kept going
Savini.
wrong. Yeah, because there's a couple changes just in terms of general plot, and like rather than his tongue, one of the first things that Geordie loses is his eye, because one of the first, it's kind of a habit of him to rub his eyes. And I thought, oh, that's an interesting change. And then I found out from behind the scenes they actually did fully make a fake eye thing to do that, but it just did not agree with Stephen King's face and just would not work. And it sounds like that happened with a lot of the effects.
I think that's the best, because I think he does a lot with his eyes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I think losing that would be kind of bad. Yeah, he'd just go... I know this is just what he looks like, but I love his teeth. So he looks so cute. He looks like a mouse.
He is really cute, and I love the you know, the guy playing the 3 different characters and how extreme those characters are. I love the Doctor fucking rolling on his chair. Yeah.
I love that. It's a very subtle. It is a split diopter shot as well.
Yeah.
Him holding the butcher's knife with it in the background going, "Ugh."
Going back to the makeups, one thing that really is off-putting is when he starts having having the little like bumps on his
White
finger.
blisters.
Yeah. Oh.
That's what I mean, though, in terms of it's silly, but with some of these shots with the practical effects, it can still creep you out. Like when he was fully itchy and covered, like scratching himself and covered in grass, I was thinking, oh god, that would be horrible.
I guess you could say, to quote the tagline, it's the most fun you'll have being scared.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect tagline for this.
Yeah.
Also, I just love the aesthetic of when grass grows or nature grows back over man-made structures.
Yeah.
So I love the ending with the grass is slowly moving towards the town and Castle Rock.
Yeah.
We see Castle
First
Rock.
appearance of Castle Rock.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was definitely my favourite.
This is a
little bit
really
of cosmic
fun one.
horror.
Yeah.
Just sprinkle in there.
I just also the fact of I'm going to sell this meteorite. How much you get? $200.
That's a lot of money,
cracked
then.
It is a lot of money.
How am I meant to get $200 for a cracked meteor?
I'll glue it.
Yeah.
Meteor shit.
Meteor shit.
I do think, I know Geordie is a stupid character. I do think he is crazy for seeing all the liquid inside the meteor and pouring that out. Like, that's space juice. Keep that in.
He's a lunkhead.
He said, oh, well, Vera Luck, spelled B-A-D. I love that. I love this performance. I won't hear anything bad about it.
Yeah.
I also just love how it starts. He's just standing there.
he's just walking up. You know?
Yeah. Fuck it. We don't need like additional context. He's there. He sees the meteor.
Yeah.
He touches the meteor. He gets meteor shit.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's a good one. If we want to move on to the next one, something to tide you over. Now this one has got some big names. It's got Ted
does.
Danson
Pre-Cheers.
Pre-Cheers from Cheers and The Good Place as Harry Wentworth. We have Galen Ross from Dawn of the Dead and Madman as Becky Victors. And Mr. Funny Man, Leslie Nielsen from Naked Gun and Airplane as Richard Vickers.
Incredible
Playing
performance.
against type.
As someone who is terrible at recognizing old actors, I knew that there were big names in this, but I didn't really pick up on anyone until Leslie Nielsen. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I thought you were going to say, who is this guy?
Who is this? Me when I see Stephen
He's
King.
Liam Neeson's dad.
Yeah, no, I did know him. I recognized him straight away.
This one's probably my favorite. This
Really?
one stuck with me. Yeah,
This one is really good as well.
This one stuck with me the most. It's mainly just the whole concept. I think is genuinely really scary.
I agree, but this is also one of the ones where I think it needed trimming. Personally,
I thought it did end. I thought it genuinely ended with him drowning.
that's not where I don't think it needs trimming at the end. I think it needs trimming at the start. I don't think we need that much setup. But
That's
maybe
fair.
I'm biased. I felt this, but then the comic definitely kind of hammered home this point. The comic starts with him already buried and then flashes back to a couple of the scenes, but it still doesn't do the whole with the gun, getting the thing, long procedure of it. And so I definitely think I prefer that, but I still think the concept
I
is
think
really
this
scary.
has some of the strongest imagery of just having the TV pointing at him.
Oh,
with
I
his neck
definitely
buried.
agree.
I think that's so good.
Yeah.
I think I agree to your point, but I also disagree in the aspect of I find Leslie Nielsen and Ted Danson so compelling that I don't care.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I agree.
Like I
They're
said, it's
playing
more-
off each other really well.
It's literally more in the writing and plotting, and like I said, it's nitpicks. Nothing. It's not make or break. I still agree that the idea of being buried as the tide comes in is very freaky, very striking imagery. Like
yeah,
you
like
said,
the one underwater.
Yeah,
Like that
with
stuck
his-
with me for like
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
and just like you said, the TV. And to be honest, even if it had ended, even though I love the ending, it would have been just as freaky if it ended with the shot of his head underwater. But to add the water zombies after that as well.
Yeah, the water zombies are obviously a very goofy choice. It works in the context of what it is.
Yeah.
In any other horror anthology, I think it probably would have worked better if it ended without them.
Yeah, but I like the shot of Leslie Nielsen going, "Wah!" and then having all colours
Yeah,
behind it.
he genuinely looks terrified, but also he's laughing.
He's like,
Yeah, I like that. It's like hysteria.
He's so good.
I also love the way the water zombies speak is great. The sort of bubbles, bubble sound effects.
I'm not entirely on board with how they look.
oh, the like soggy zombie.
Yeah, like I get it. I think it's a decent idea.
It reminds me quite a bit of Day of the Dead. Like, what's his name? The main zombie.
Yeah,
He's quite wrinkly, isn't he?
yeah. I think it looks better in Day of the Dead.
I agree.
But I think water zombies, this sort of thing is something we've seen a few times. We talk about Doctor Who,
Yeah.
The Flood, for example. But also, I think in my head, I can't take them seriously because it reminds me of like two people are going to understand what I'm talking about here.
And not us.
I mean, you might. I don't know about Joe.
Probably not.
So in the movie I Am Here Now,
Yeah.
directed by and starring Neil Breen, when it briefly cuts towards his alien form,
This is not one of the Neil Breens I've seen.
it looks like these. And every time I
Maybe
see
he
it,
took influence.
maybe he did. Maybe he just bought like a Halloween costume of water zombies from Creepshow. Maybe he's a big fan. I don't know. But anytime I see them, I'm just like, oh, that's Neil Breen. They're actually they're robot AI Jesus, and they're here to save us from all the sins of corporate greed.
It's true. That's awesome.
Sick.
Like I said, like two people will know what I'm talking about, and you two people are cool.
Fine. Nah, I wish I was cool enough. I need to explore more of Neil Breen's stuff.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's got a new one out, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
The idea is for them to look like when your fingers get all
Yeah,
pruny. Ugh.
I understand it. I think they look good. It's more just
I wish they were wetter.
that wasn't what I was going to say.
Like
but that's
American
completely
Psycho
fair. Yeah, just
style.
full. Just full what? I'm thinking more. The first
a group like you get so tasteful.
Father's Day ends with, the father coming back having a specific design. We get the weeds growing over Geordie. It feels like 3 stories in a row we've had this sort of creature thing.
Yeah.
Style, just in a different font. But that's me just, again, nitpicking. Because I do really like them. It's just, I wonder what our opinion would be if it had ended with just Leslie Nielsen wins. And the guy just
Would you
drowns.
prefer it if
That's
they were
against the comic.
separated, so you have the next 2 segments interspliced between
I think that'd be
1
too
and 2
messy.
and 2 and 3?
I
don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I like the order that they're in. Interestingly, the graphic novel Volume 1 does have 2 in a different order. And it is this one. This one is swapped with the crate.
Okay.
So you can imagine what the opinions would be, I guess, if that was switched. But that's not really a thing I hold dear. I still really like the ending. It's more just an idea to throw out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not my favourite segment, but I do think this is really strong.
So we've all gone through our favourite segments.
Yeah, I guess so. The rest is shit.
Now
And
for
that's-
the dog
it's
shit.
shit
Now
ones.
for dog shit.
Now
Not
for the-
really.
No.
No.
Now for the longest segment.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
By quite a bit. That being The Crate.
Yeah.
Now, this stars Hal Holbrook from All the President's Men and Into the Wild as Henry Northrup, Adrienne Barbeau from Escape from New York and The Fog. She was married to John Carpenter for a while. As Wilma Northup, Fritz Weither from Failsafe and Marathon Man is Dexter Stanley, Robert Happer from War of the Roses and Once Upon a Time in America as Charlie Gearson, Don Kiefer from Liar Liar and Woody Allen's Sleeper.
Oh.
Is that the one where he says the N-word? No, he says that in the one before that.
He's Mike the Janitor. Christine Forrest from Monkey Shines and Martin as Tabitha Raymond.
I know that name.
Maybe that's a payoff for what I was talking
Shelley
about earlier.
Duvall.
What if she was brunette? No, she must be blonde. She must be blonde. That's how I saw it. Chuck Aber from Silence of the Lambs and Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood
Crazy.
as Richard Raymond, and Daryl Ferrucci, who worked in the art department on the movie Chud as Fluffy.
The ritual of.
The ritual of Chud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the cast?
That's the
I just want to
cast.
say one thing. I think it's really funny how who plays his wife?
Agent Barbeau.
I think it's really funny how John Carpenter was like, "You need to play this woman," and considering they broke up afterwards.
Really? That's
Well, yeah,
so funny.
it was his ex-wife, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were married for a few years.
Yeah, I'm not saying there was any I do just think it was funny. He was the one that was just like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you see this bitch of a wife character. This is for you."
They're all so harsh
she-
about her in the behind
know.
the scenes. I don't think she's that bad, but I guess we're only seeing a snippet.
Wait, were they? No, I think they said she was.
Not the actress, the character.
character.
Yeah, they're all like, she got what's
Yeah.
come into it.
Oh,
It's like, she's that
Yeah.
bad.
She's not. She's actually teetotal in real life.
Total. What do you mean?
Doesn't drink alcohol.
Oh,
Hasn't touched it.
oh, she's straight edge.
that's cool.
Yeah. A
So it's just
nerd.
fully acting like it then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Hal Holbrook. I think he's great. I
Yeah.
really like him.
Mm-hmm.
I think the acting
I haven't seen
in
too
this
much of his
one's
stuff,
great.
but anytime I do, I'm like, I like this guy. I like
Yeah.
this little guy.
I like this one in concept. I think this might be the weakest for me overall.
This is the weakest for me.
Yeah, I think, and I have the same problems with the short story itself as well, where I just think there's just too much. I think have the thing where there's a thing in a crate and it's killing people.
It's incredibly
that's
elaborate.
fine.
It's two separate stories.
Yeah,
And I like the part where it's like something clicks in the what's his name's head.
yeah.
Oh, Henry.
Dex or Henry, yeah.
Where he's just like, oh, finally, wait for me to kill my bitch wife.
Yeah, I like that. So the short story is kind of it's structured a bit differently, and this is kind of what inspired me to suggest the thing for the last story of what if it told it in the different order, where it starts in the apartment with, is it Dex coming in and saying 2 people are dead and it looks like I've done it. So it
Yeah.
gives you that as a hook, and then it goes back.
Yeah, it's a lot of setup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really took, personally for me as well, I really struggled to see how the two were going to connect. I love the idea of something in the crate and it attacking people. I also love that it stays in the crate. I like what they did with it. They clearly didn't want to show it too much, so I can appreciate
Yeah,
that.
It looks like Sasquatch.
It looks like a monkey, an angry were monkey.
Yeah.
In the short, you don't really get much of a description, but they kind of frame it as, and they do this in behind the scenes as well, as the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What for you bury me in the cold, cold ground?
This does have speaking of Tasmanian Devil, it makes me think of the Twilight Zone movie, and specifically Joe Dante's segment in that feels very Creepshow.
Yeah.
Very, very similar to this
Fair.
in the sense of there's a giant like puppet rabbit
Yeah.
that's like fucked up.
Maybe if they just had the less of the character interactions, even though the actors play off with each
Joe
other
Dante
really well.
trying not to make a Looney Tunes movie challenge impossible.
Yeah.
Maybe if they had the actors play off each other really well, but maybe it just didn't need that many character parts. Maybe it could just be the one guy seeing the crate, having like maybe if it's his wife that kills,
I thought it was interesting
and just
that
simplifying it.
I thought it was interesting the cast said there was a homoerotic undertone with
Yeah.
the main two. I never picked that up.
No,
No.
Dude, what do
they
you...
just this
He
is not,
kills. He wants his wife dead so he can go be with
Yeah,
his
it's-
boyfriend.
then up the homoeroticism.
This is
Joe's
crazy.
Creepoda.
I was gonna say this is crazy because this is usually my bit to be like,
Yeah.
these characters were written as straight, they're gay, whereas this is one of those cases of like, no, they're clearly just friends, they're adult male friends, so I don't
Yeah.
really, maybe they thought they had more chemistry than they did, like they do have chemistry, but not that kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
And then maybe
Just-
this is like 80s gay were different to
Maybe,
They go
maybe,
doggy
but then I'm
together.
thinking,
nowadays gays.
maybe, but then Christine is 80s, and I very much argued that that's very gay.
maybe different types of gays from different types of time.
Maybe, I guess these are older gays.
It's a
Yeah.
spectrum, Joe.
Oh, is it? You either are or you're not. Anyway,
This does have my very favorite moment of the entire movie, though. When they're at the garden party, and he
Yeah.
and he shoots her.
That is great.
That is something I think about very often, because I think
And they
that's
start clapping.
I think that's so funny, the way everyone looks and starts clapping.
To the point where I
It's
kind
very
of,
Reddit coded.
not having seen this before and knowing where it was going, it's to the point where I was kind of disappointed that was a dream, because I was just like, that's so like interesting. But I can understand what I was going for, just as a hammer home of this guy wants his wife gone. But yeah, so did I tell you about just the very very quick production of the short story?
Yeah.
So, The Crate was first published in July 1979 issue of Gallery. Gallery is an adult sex magazine by Manca Publishing Group, which I found out while I was doing this research during my lunch break in school, and I hovered over the Gallery page and it was just porn.
Oh, was
It was
it?
just like, whoa.
You were watching porn in school?
No, luckily there was no kids there. It was lunch break. I didn't click on the page, but I was like, oh, wasn't expecting that. So Gallery started in 1972.
I assume naked ladies.
Not on the front cover. Almost naked ladies on the front cover.
Okay,
But yeah.
but it's a
Yeah.
it's a lads mag, which has got
lads
ladies
mag.
in it.
Yeah, it's for ladies. Yeah. If you want to look up some issues of Gallery later.
No,
Well, there's something to be said.
I think it'd be really interesting if it was like, oh yeah, Stephen King's short stories were published in like gay magazines.
That'd be awesome. Maybe they are. I don't know. We'll have to see in the future. But King only wrote four short stories for Gallery. We will talk about at least one of them. I don't know about the other two, because The Monkey was published in Gallery.
Oh.
When you bust a nut and you're just like, time for a good story, and you read The Monkey.
No, you're in the middle of...
What's The Monkey?
You're in the middle of...
Slap the monkey?
You're in the middle of joking it, and by it I mean, and by it I mean you're Stephen,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Fuck, I'm too invested in The Monkey."
Damn, this is good.
Yeah,
Damn. Insane how The Monkey started off in a porno mag and ends up as just a giant 9/11 allegory.
many such cases.
Yeah.
I also forgot to do this for Weeds. Weeds didn't have a good read score, but it did have a Storygraph score of 3.74, and I gave it a 3. And Crate has a good read score of 3.7, Storygraph of 3.49, so average of 3.6, so less liked than Weeds, and I also liked it a bit less. I just gave it a 2.5, because it was fine. I'm glad I read it, but I can imagine myself thinking about Weeds again in the future, whereas I'm probably not going to revisit The Crate.
Interesting, because it seems like The Crate is the one a lot of people talk about as being their favourites. The Crate itself appears in Bride of Chucky.
Really?
Yeah, in the opening montage of like.
Oh, like all the memorabilia.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, this has the potential to be the best one in my opinion. I just think it's overstuffed.
Yeah, I don't know why this one is so much longer.
Yeah, and it felt it. And the short story is it's not much longer than Weeds.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I didn't really notice. I think I read them in the same length of time, but. That's my main criticism. It's not a bad one. I just think it is the weakest because there's too many moving parts for a very simple story in its heart. I think if they kept it simpler, it would have been more effective because I really like the idea. Mm-hmm. Another interesting thing is at the end with the implication that the creature Fluffy gets out of the crate. That's movie specific.
Maybe the creature is a metaphor for homosexuality.
Maybe. You could cook with
They
that.
try and repress this.
I did think the student that he killed was giving off gay vibes, but again, I think just most men in the 80s are giving off gay vibes with fucking skin-tight tops.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I thought it looked great when he got attacked.
Yeah, I thought the effects, like in all segments,
Oh yeah, when he
looked
like
incredible.
clawed his face.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. I think the effects are really good, and I do love the addition of him smashing her against the crate and just waiting for and her getting pissed and hitting him with a bag. I think and part of it was I was also kind of expecting it to be a twist on a twist of just, oh, is there nothing in the crate? Is this just something he has made up to cover himself?
I thought he was just gonna get the guy.
Yeah,
No,
or
wife's
get
gonna
the
get
guy.
away.
It just felt like there was going to be, considering how much it had set up, there was going to be more. But, it's still fine.
They're creeping up on you.
Ooh.
They being the cockroaches.
They be in the
at the start of watching this, I wrote this saying, I wonder how many cockroaches were harmed. I can tell you exactly how many. They got
20,000.
Yeah, they got around over 18,000 from Tasmania. No, sorry, not Tasmania. Fucking, I was looking at the wrong bit. They basically went to Trinidad and just kept scooping up cockroaches in this cave full of cockroaches, and they got about 18,000, and then brought them back to breed. And then by the end, they tried to exterminate all of them. So many cockroaches were harmed during the making of this short.
When they needed them to go slow, they'd like spray them with like liquid nitrogen or
something like that.
Yeah, it stars more than just the cockroaches, though. It also stars actors. E.G. Marshall as Upson Pratt. He is in Tora, 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 and is one of the titular 12 Angry Men. He's number 4.
Is he now?
He's the 4th Angry Man.
He's not that angry then.
No, he's quite angry. He's one of the Angry Men, after all.
Do they get progressively angrier?
One of them is fuming.
Yeah.
11 angry men and one fuming man.
You know how sometimes movies...
He was tamping human rage.
Sometimes movies have titles, and then in the movie the title is different, like Drive Away Dolls. If you watch 12 Angry Men, the actual title is 11 Angry Men and One Really Fuming Man.
You know how... I can't remember the name of that Ted Bundy movie, but we should make a movie called Tampin' Fuming Ragin'. Anthology, 3 shorts, Tampin' Fuming Ragin'. Yeah.
That's actually a good idea.
Genuinely, I might write that down.
I've made Nessa say tamping on my island when she's angry.
That's really good.
And we've also got David Early from Double Dragon and The Dark Half, so we'll see him again as White. He's the black guy.
He has a great
Ironic.
He has a great little role of screaming through a little circle.
He plays that really well.
I love the voice filter or something they put on it.
Yeah,
it sounds so weird. It's great.
So it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There's not really a lot going on here. It's bugs. He's getting rid of bugs, and there's more bugs. They're creeping up on him.
I say this one has the most to say.
Usually at this point I've fallen asleep. Not because the movie's bad, but this kind of movie is something you watch late at night.
Yeah.
And I've watched some like British horror anthologies, like The House That Dripped Blood, and Tales from the Crypt. Not that Tales from the Crypt though. And those are very similar in tone to this. They're kind of sleepy, kind of British.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it, but I do feel like because the crate is the longest, it does make me feel like, okay, I'm a little sleepy now.
I do think having this back-to-back from the crate, I can see why you'd think it drags. I think for me, it's just this one, I think it's...
I like how unique it is. It feels more science fiction. I was
just about to say, I'm not saying it's the most unique, but I'm saying, considering I said earlier, a lot of them do follow a similar structure. Mm-hmm. This one it's just bugs. There's a lot of bugs. Who knows where they're coming from? But this guy's freaked out by bugs.
I like the set.
Yeah.
I like how much of a freaking arsehole this guy is.
I love his performance.
Yeah.
He's great.
And the other woman on the phone.
I like that little vacuum thing he's got where it goes shoomp.
Yeah.
I love when he fucking blends those bugs and he starts eating them and he's like, oh, what? I mean bugs!
Yeah, and the whole thing with the bugs coming out of him.
I don't know who the voice for the wife? I don't know. She did a great job as well.
Yeah, I think especially with the special effects in this one, but obviously the special effects are great across the board, but the other thing is obviously going for more extravagant practical effects like the body molds. Whereas with this, it's still trying to go for a bit of realism. The fact that it's real roaches crawling out of him.
Yeah.
And even if you watch the behind the scenes without the music, the crew just reacting to that audibly. Oh, no. They're just like, oh.
Yeah, no. This is like a sensory nightmare for me.
You know, fair play to the guy. He just letting them like crawl all over him.
Yeah, the actor does amazingly well. I am not someone who's afraid of bugs. That being said, I don't want them on me. No chance.
It's the one thing. It
was the OG Bush Tucker trial.
I respect insects. I can't have them on me.
I thought you loved insects.
I
thought you were a big defender of insects.
I'm a big defender of insects. I don't like them touching me.
Yeah. I find that if I think...
You don't get it. Okay. Oh. You love insects.
I get it. Yeah. Sounds like incest.
This is like way too much of a stretch.
No, I don't think it is.
I think it is.
My problem is when I feel like there's a bug on me. So if I see a spider across the room, and then I'll start feeling like there's a spider crawling on me, and I know there's not, but it's a brain thing. Oh, it didn't fucking. So speaking of Bugs Bunny, we didn't mention this for Weeds that George A. Romero told Stephen King to play it like he's the Roadrunner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah, but yeah, there's not much to say with this. I think this is the simplest, but I kind of like that. It is just a matter of a man who's clearly a germaphobe being infested with bugs.
I thought I was going to go for a Kafka thing and he'd be a giant bug, but
That'd be
no.
awesome.
But close enough.
like
They showed up
yeah.
inside of him, so.
Exactly, in the pool of bugs.
In the pool of
I
bugs.
like it. I do think this should have been earlier in the film.
Really?
I think this is a good cap off, I feel.
I feel it's a good...
I don't know which other one to put
I was
in
going to
there.
say, which one would you
I
swap
feel it's
it
a
with?
good cap off, but I do feel like, as you were saying, the first three kind of have a similar monster, and this earlier on in the movie would have brought a little bit more variety, I think.
Yeah.
And I think especially, I think if you've got a long segment like the crate, that should be the last one, because I think if it's a bit of whiplash going from a long one to a short one.
But you're right, yeah, it's got the wraparound segment.
Yeah.
Got the ending to the whole movie,
Yeah.
essentially.
So the comic book's been thrown out by the dad, and some garbage men pick it up. Those garbage men being...
Those felt like cameos.
I'm going to say this. Before I knew who they were, I was just like, who are these men?
Who are these guys?
Who are these characters?
Marty Schiff from Dawn of the Dead and Night Riders, and Tom Savini.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was Tom Savini.
It was
Was he the
Tom
guy with
Savini.
headphones?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love these two.
Yeah,
they said
they had
in
like
the,
2 seconds of screen time.
They said in the interview about how they planned the fucking movement, where they were thinking, oh, what do garbage men do? They loud as early as possible. So they're just kicking the bin lid, and the way they throw it to each other. And I fucking love what is that? It's comic, what is it? It's like, comic, like screaming in his face.
It's giving fucking Flea in that one Simpsons episode. You know, where he goes, oh, hey, Mo!
Yeah. I feel like it's how we speak to each other sometimes. It's just like you could tell they've been friends for ages,
Yeah.
just screaming at each other's faces. But no, I love this payoff.
Yeah, they find that in all these comics, you'd have things you can send off. Here's a clock that stops time. Here's a different doodad. They'll take 6 to 7 weeks to be delivered. But
like a session.
But this kid is already sent off for a little something. That being the voodoo doll.
Right? Did you notice that when he's doing the graphic flipping of the pages between segments, there was a bit missing? So obviously I hadn't seen it before.
I definitely picked it up on the with the commentary.
I hadn't seen this before, but I noticed that. I was just like, oh, there's a bit missing. And I just never questioned why. So it felt amazing to see it at the end of, oh, he's already sent off for something. Yeah. It felt like a really nice catch. But I
didn't mention he has Joe Hill. He has some Godzilla figures, and I think that's really cool.
Oh, that's
very
cool.
cool.
Seems like a cool kid. He's got horror posters as well.
Yeah, he's
which is wild. They're afraid they don't want him reading Creepshow.
Oh, you're in this garbage.
Yeah.
He's got a Raiders of the Lost Ark poster.
Oh, sick.
He had a Gamora.
Sodom?
No, he had a
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I can't remember.
Oh, Ghidorah.
No, not Ghidorah. You're
Gamera?
right. I think it was a Gamera.
Right.
It was just like a single.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, I love this.
He had a Sodom and Gomorrah. Fuck.
Sodom and Gomorrah Funko Pops when?
Oh my god, Lot's wife Funko Pop. No, I love the voodoo doll stuff.
Yeah.
I love Joe Hill's acting in it.
Yeah.
He's just so just like, no, you get it, you go to hell. Just back poking it.
He was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good payoff. It ends on they all end on freeze frames. These segments, and then they transfer into comic book art, which is really sweet. I think it's just really nice that it ends with Stephen King's kid.
Yeah, I was going to say, because imagine if it didn't have this wraparound segment now. I guess not much is lost, but it is nice to have something to tie it all together, even if it's something as simple as, kid had a comic book, that's where the stories come from. Yeah. I like it when there's a reason for an anthology to exist. That's why I like the VHS movies. It's not necessary, but it's just like a cherry on top.
Yeah, it's a little extra something.
Yeah.
My DVD actually has Joe Hill on the cover with the Creep, and there are posters for Carrie, The Shining, and Dawn of the Dead on the wall, which are really cool. And then each of the discs are Joe Hill and the Creep. Because I've got the 2-disc DVD.
Does your DVD have commentary on it?
Yes.
That must be fucking nice. Right, so...
It also has Just Desserts.
Earlier, before we started recording, Garen asked me, do I have the VHS? Because I've got a Stephen King VHS collection. No, I didn't buy the VHS. I could have bought it, but instead I bought the DVD because someone was selling it on Vinted, new, and it was still sealed, but secondhand because it was on Vinted, and it said it had the commentary on the back. So I got it, and also said it was the full frame version. So I was like, okay, I might as well get that, and then I'll pick up the VHS another time. Just lies. It doesn't have the commentary on it. It's a single disc edition, and I was so confused.
And
I
it's
went
not
on
like
the Reddit.
an Easter egg hidden?
Nope, I went downstairs. I was going to watch it on the CRT, and then I was like, oh no, it's full screen, so I'll go watch it downstairs. Took it downstairs, was in 4:3. So I was like, oh, okay, so that's obviously incorrect then. Oh, but wait, I can't find the commentary either. Googled it. Oh, check audio settings, check this, check that. No. So I went on Reddit, and apparently it's a misprint on the packaging. Because somebody even said, not sure why, they would release the inferior crop version, but the date on the artwork for me was 2008, while the 2-disc edition is 2007. So my worst edition comes after the other one.
Creepshow shit edition.
Yeah.
Coming soon to
that
Arrow
does
Video.
happen,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And,
the best ones are the first releases.
Yeah, and it just someone else straight up said, yeah, there's 2 versions of this release, and even though it has the audio commentary advertised on the back cover, it didn't even feature the commentary. So yeah, just lied. So I will get the VHS. So that was annoying. So I'm glad I liked this, because otherwise that would have harshened my opinion. Because I also then thought, right, I've got the DVD. It's in 4:3. I'll watch it on my CRT. Brought it upstairs. I told Viv about this. Put it in my PS2, what I used to play DVDs on my CRT, and I had to max out the volume because for some reason it wasn't playing the dialogue right. Specifically, the music was fine. I couldn't hear a word they were saying, even at full volume. And I tried other DVDs to see if my cable was loose. Nope.
Oh.
Yeah. So I own a
DVD.
Yeah, I own a DVD, and I'll buy the VHS. There's other people selling it. The VHS goes for less than the DVD,
Really?
which is why I wound up about it.
If you feel comfortable answering, obviously, please do. If you don't, I can cut it out. How much did you pay for the DVD?
It wasn't ridiculous. Let me have a look. I do feel comfortable answering. Yeah, just give me a sec to load it up. I know it was more than the VHS was, which the VHS was £10. That's my Angel box set. I bought the Angel box set.
You bought the Angel box set?
Yeah, Creepshow sealed DVD. Also, the disc was loose. That's no one's fault. There's no scratches on it. Okay, no, so it was... Actually, I lie. It was £10 as well, and I got it for £8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got all 3 for £13.50.
Wow. So I did pay more than necessary. But there's a lot of people selling Creepshow 1 and 2 on VHS.
Yeah.
So I'll probably won't rush to get it now. I'll just hold off, and when we do Creepshow 2, I'll get both.
Unless Arrow Video want to sponsor us and send us a free version of the 4K Creepshow 2 Blu-ray. That would be really cool if Arrow Video did that.
I will also accept a Salem's Lot.
Arrow Video!
So, the first Creepshow on Blu-ray, you can't... As far as I understand, it's not available in the UK. You can get it imported. There's a really nice steelbook in the States you can get imported, but it costs like 30 quid. I might do it at some point, because I really like the movie, but I've got the DVD for now. Creepshow 2, though, is released by Arrow Video, and you can buy it at all good retail stores, or you can get it sent to your address for free if you really want to sponsor us.
Yeah, I know the
Yeah, why would
We're not desperate.
We just like physical media. We're always up
we like
there.
physical
want to
media.
support physical media.
I've spoken about how much I really like certain publishers' stuff, And that's not me blowing smoke up your asses to try and get free shit. I think a lot of these companies do great jobs. Indicator did a great job on Christine. Arrow did a great job on Carrie.
Who did Lawnmower Man?
Who did Lawnmower Man? Oh, that was 101 Films. That was really good as well.
That's the thing. Physical
Rage
media,
Carrie too. 88 Films. That was great.
Physical media is important, and I genuinely, it's like I will get these eventually, but also if they go in.
What if we just like pretend they did, and then they were just like, oh, I guess we did, and then they just start sending us. So at the beginning of like next episode, we're just like,
Thanks for sending it.
yeah, thanks for sending us this.
Thank you, Arrow. I mean, Arrow Video, you're based in the UK. You're based in London. We're sometimes in London.
Yeah. Come pick them up.
I mean, if we're shelling for other people, Third Window Films, send me stuff.
Any physical media. Look.
When are we in the Criterion Closet?
This is what I mean.
Where's Creepshow in the Criterion Closet?
Well, this is the thing. Saying about, like, I'm criticizing the issues with the Creepshow DVD. At least it's available physically. I've got a physical copy of it. We are all big proponents of physical media.
Yeah. It's going to be a shame
Where's Coco?
on the next episode when we're...
I gotta throw it. Sorry.
Oh, is it over 2 hours?
Yeah.
No, he's fucking lying down for the first time ever. Don't you fucking touch him.
I fuck.
Got a good point.
It's going to be annoying on the next episode when there's no physical media release for it.
Me and Chloe, we said what it was, like, straight away.
Yeah, some guy's phone or some shit.
Yeah, Mr. Harrigan's
Cell
phone.
2.
Fucking Netflix.
Mr. Hagrid's phone.
Mr. Hagrid's phone.
Oh.
Yeah, God, gross. Yeah, another short story. Nice. I'm less excited for this one, but I don't know why. I know nothing about it. It might be good. I just remember.
It's not Mike Flanagan, so you don't like it.
No. Yeah. Who's this fucking George A. Romero? Get Mike Flanagan on this. I'd be surprised, honestly.
Isn't it Donald Sutherland in it? You like him?
I do like Donald Sutherland.
You like him in Space Cowboys?
I love him in Space Cowboys. I like him in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie.
I love Donald Sutherland.
I genuinely love Donald Sutherland.
You ever seen Clute? Incredible.
I've seen
I haven't seen Clute.
Adam Sandler goes to Bed Bath & Beyond.
Wow, 2 Click references in one episode.
What was the other one?
when you said about this is a clock that stopped time, I just looked at Viv and said, I love Click. Any more further thoughts on Creepshow?
I hope they make 2 more movies and a 4-season TV show.
Yeah. I hope they don't. The timeline just changes. Can you imagine?
I could be happy either way.
Yeah. Oh, good spectrum.
Cool.
No, I'm very excited to talk about the other stuff in the future.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see Creepshow 2 and 3, because as much as I've seen this one, I've not seen the third one at all, and I've only seen the first segment from Creepshow 2.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to check out more George's stuff.
Yeah, me too. This made me realise I need to.
I need to finally watch The Night of the Living Dead.
You haven't seen Night?
We've gone through this before.
It's in the Criterion Closet.
It's everywhere.
When we get invited to the Criterion Closet, we could legally... We'd be like, I'm taking this one.
We can make a legal copy of our own.
We could.
Our next episode is actually just going to be Night of the Living Dead. We're just going to stick it on the YouTube channel.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be good for if we have to take an episode off.
Yeah.
Which is no episode this week. Watch this movie.
It's just all on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna definitely check out Martin or something.
Yeah. I'd be interested to check out Martin.
Well, Remartendation. No, that doesn't work. But Recommendations does.
Recommendation. Good segue.
Not really.
That's fine. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Because I'm first.
Yeah.
I went to a concert. I saw Weather Day. It was great. I went on my own.
What was the weather that day?
It was pretty good. It was during the heat wave.
Yeah, it was boiling.
So it was fucking boiling. Everyone was sweating up. Everyone was moshing as well, so it was the sweatiest fucking thing on planet. But it was kind of cool. There was a lot of MPs there.
I think that sounds more intimate than like a gangbang.
Yeah, basically. I stole so many cigarettes. Met some really nice people.
Yeah.
So I recommend the music. Also go to a concert. Maybe not during a heat wave, but hey, whatever's...
Say the name nice again, Claire.
Weather Day.
Weather Day.
I don't know whether you like it or not. And they're very, very lo-fi. But if you're into that sort of thing, also emo. Yeah. A lot of guitars. Very cool.
My recommendation, because I couldn't really think of anything.
The last episode, it was Get a Job. So I think anything you say is going to be better than that.
Hey, what can I say? I got a job.
Have you seen that thing where it's like 1 million people in NEETs? Not in education or training.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I knew it
sounds
was
like
an acronym.
a 4chan thing.
That is like just a thing.
Yeah. I knew it was not going to be.
So saying that is very timely. Get a job.
Get a job.
Try harder.
16 to 24-year-olds in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
You know, fuck it. I'll say get a job again. No, I was going to say because we're talking about comic books. I was looking at what stuff I've got at home, and I was like, fuck, I really want to reread V for Vendetta. So my recommendation is V for Vendetta. I've got a signed version by the artist, not by Alan Moore. He would never do that.
I was going to say, don't you have mine? No, you have my Watchmen.
I have you. Well, it's my Watchmen now.
It is your Watchmen. I did give it to you.
You gave me Watchmen. But no, I've had my own V for Vendetta for years. Yeah, I really love that graphic novel.
Who did the art?
David Lloyd,
Yes.
but not the guy who opened the gyms.
Is there a guy who owns gyms called David
You
Lloyd?
never heard of David Lloyd Gyms?
No, I haven't.
They're the second biggest gym chain in the UK.
What's number one?
Your
Your
gym,
gym.
I think.
David Lloyd Gyms.
Yeah, V for Vendetta. It's a great graphic novel. I know I'm recommending it, and I haven't read it recently, but I've read it before, and I am going to read it again because I just think it's really, really good. And I'm also going to probably rewatch the film.
I was going to say, what do you think of the movie?
I really like the movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was something I did in my GCSE film studies. So going back to when I was a wee lad, and that's when I picked up the graphic novel. Yeah, great story. Also blow up governments. Cool.
We very much support that on this podcast.
Yeah.
Mine is a musical. It's called In Pieces, and it's very timely. I watched it this week, and it is also kind of an anthology. It's it follows 6 people. The whole tagline of the musical is it's a love story about the people you don't end up with. So it follows 6 characters, so three pairs of couples as their lives sort of interact, and it says the story about how they fall in love and slowly fall out of love. It's very recent. I think the concept album came out a couple of years ago. But usually when you recommend musicals, I say, oh, I've listened to this. It's inaccessible. But it's funny, we're talking about physical media. It's not on physical. That'd be fucking incredible if it was.
Ooh.
But for a stage show, it is very accessible, especially for a recent one, because the guy who made it, I can't remember his name at the minute. I think it's Joey Contreras.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
No. Joey Contreras. It's just on the website. So in Pieces the musical, if you Google it, it costs about $20 to get it. But, you know, it's supporting art, supporting theatre, and if you like anthologies and want to try something new, then I recommend that.
My life is an anthology.
In a way, yeah.
We should make Incel the musical. Has it been done yet?
No? Do you have an answer?
Yeah.
Neat, but every act is a different acronym.
Oh, that's pretty
Camp
good.
in Human Raging, the musical.
I really like Tampa
I
Inferior Race.
think it's a really good
Can we
idea.
make, I don't know, something with that?
Yeah, of course we can. Just a trilogy of 5-minute shorts or
Yeah,
something.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
All to do with, angry
Just,
situation.
different levels of anger.
Yeah.
We'll cook with that.
Yeah. I do want to bring up a little something before we do start going through our regular run through of the end of the show. We do have more segments than just recommendations. We also have Mailbox.
Is that what we're calling it?
No,
I don't know.
Stephen Mail.
Still got mail?
We can't fucking call it Still Got Mail. That's not our
No,
podcast.
you've got mail. Because we were talking about Meg Ryan in the last
You've
episode.
got mail.
Bit of a stretch.
I don't fucking know. We got mail.
One of these. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my books. One of these
Has
has
Stephen King written anything about a postman?
No, I'll find out. Working title. We'll find it.
Needful Thoughts.
Needful Thoughts I kind of like.
Thoughts Past Midnight.
Thoughts of Bones. Full Dark No Thoughts.
Bag of Thoughts.
Bag of Thoughts. Bag of Thoughts. I don't hate Bag of Thoughts.
If it thinks.
Bag of thoughts.
The thoughts.
The
It's
thought-
just the stand, but the thoughts. Fuck.
Emails
Shining.
a
I
lot.
used up all my energy thinking of recommendations.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna have a good idea ever again.
Okay.
Steve-mail. Stephen Mail.
Steve-mail.
Steve. It can't be that.
That sounds like she-mail.
Anyway, we got our first Steve.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
RuPaul used to have that
I
on
know!
Drag Race. They used to call it.
That's
She-Mail.
Okay, we had our first thought past midnight.
Thoughts past midnight.
What was the other one? Steve Mail.
Steve-mail.
Can we call it that?
Steve, you want to call it Steve? Okay.
I love how, okay, not to toot my own horn, I love that the same fucking thing happened with recommendations where I said something that was just stupid that stuck. So yay, Steamail. I had a second good idea. Go for it. What was our first ever Steamail?
So we had a Steve. We had a Steve from Scott Simpson.
Scott's gonna ring. I don't even
Sorry,
think
Scott. I'm sure this is not what you expected. It's not what we expected either. Yeah, we just had a lovely email, or Steamail, saying, "Hey gang, I'm told you folks should be front of the line to be told about this. I've just published a YouTube video about one of the filming locations for The Dead Zone, which hasn't been discussed outside of some offhand and occasional incorrect notes through the decades. I was there the night it was shot and my dad took pictures. Here's the video. I've sat on this stuff for years until someone on TikTok told me there was a fandom or two that craves this kind of info, and you were the first ones named. So after telling my dad I did this, I'm contacting you. Enjoy. Let me know if I messed up anything badly enough to need apologising for. Thanks, Scott Simpson."
Aw.
And Scott's tag is Scott the Media Hoarder. The YouTube video is called The 40-Year-Old Hidden Secret Inside David Cronenberg's The Dead Zone on his channel, Scott the Media Hoarder. Now, The Dead Zone is not something that we have discussed yet. The reason for that being, how do we work it with the TV show? Because there's a lot of seasons of that show.
Yeah.
But this video, yeah, it's good shit.
I haven't watched it yet. I will say, Scott, don't worry about getting things wrong. I've read these books and I got things wrong many times. And I respond really well when people call me out on it. I never take criticisms to heart. I watched it because my algorithm is still kind of It focused. I saw a clip from It, and people were talking about something that happened in the books, and I genuinely was like, did that fucking happen? I've read that book twice.
What was it?
Something to do with Beverly. Nothing major. It's all just something that wasn't included in the adaptation.
Listen, man, that book is like a tome.
Yeah, so,
you're going to be missing details.
Exactly. But Scott, so thank you so much. Genuinely,
very
that's
nice.
I will say this. I haven't watched the whole video, Scott. I've just skimmed through it. The reason for that being, I haven't seen The Dead Zone.
Fair. Me neither.
Which is something I do want to watch. And it is something that I would say is, we've got it dated. But again, we don't know how to work it with the series, because there's 5 seasons, or 6 seasons of that show.
Yeah, because I was thinking today about the series, funnily enough, because we've got one of the first time we're covering a series is coming up relatively soon.
Yeah.
And that is the series we're covering is a single series. Well, it's 2 different adaptations.
2 different adaptations
series.
of the same. 2 different adaptations of the same story turned into series.
I imagined, and I know this is kind of admin, but maybe people can actually email in about this if you are a weekly listener. I imagined what we could do is a season per episode. But like you said, then that would be 6 episodes or 3 months worth of The Dead Zone. And say, 2 months worth of Under the Dome. But it is a series, and we have also got to think of the fact that we've got to watch these things. And yeah, we're bi-weekly, but we got to pace ourselves as well. So
Yeah,
if anyone
and we do have full-time jobs.
Yeah. So if anyone does actually have any recommendation about how to cover those series, whether you think that if we do a series we should do...
recommendations, send a Steamail.
Send it to the Steamail. But genuinely, if you have any thoughts on that, even if it's just you, Scott, let us know about how you think we should cover it, especially if you've seen those shows. Maybe some shows, it'll vary. Maybe some shows there'll be less to talk about, even if they're longer. Maybe... So Scott or someone might say, "Oh, Dead Zone. Actually, you could probably do 2 seasons in 1 episode if you're just on the ball." But it's a bridge we'll cross relatively soon. We're going to cover our first show, so hopefully that'll give us a little basis on what we do.
We try to cover the adaptations together.
Yeah.
So that's why it's sort of something that we haven't got pinned down just yet. I want to say, though, from what I saw of the video, it seems very high quality. It seems like something I personally would be very into, because I really like this sort of content where they're visiting the locations where
Yeah.
stuff was filmed.
I actually watched a video like that for this. It was called. Give me 2 seconds.
That's a weird name.
I watched 2 videos. There was Collecting Creepshow about someone who collects the props. Horror's Hallowed Grounds, where Sean Clark.
I've heard of Horror's Hallowed Grounds.
Yeah, hosted by Sean Clark. He just went to different sets. So it was very good. It was a very fun video.
It was cute them seeing, because they did like a lot of the sets in like a
school gym.
Yeah. It was cool them just seeing like, oh, we have our own sets and stuff, and because they used to do just everything on location.
Exactly. But yeah, so thank you, Scott, and we will definitely discuss your video more once we actually get to the Dead Zone.
Yeah.
Once we figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do it after Children of the Cornathon. So just nothing but Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn, nothing but Dead Zone.
Next year, we are covering 2 Stephen King adaptations. I won't know what to do with myself. I'll fucking finish his back catalogue of reading books by then.
I do want to say I really want to cover the Dead Zone because it's Cronenberg.
Yes,
because
very
it's
much.
something I haven't seen that's made by these creators who I like, and also because I want to whip out my Christopher Walken impression.
Genuinely thought. I don't know why I thought you were
Hello,
saying
I'm Christopher Walken. I was in the Dead Zone.
2 rats.
2 little mice fell in the bucket of cream.
I love Christopher Walken. We saw him in Hairspray recently, and I love him in everything. But seeing him in Catch Me If You Can, having not seen that before, God, the second he said 2 little mice.
2 little mice.
A little bucket of cream. Oh,
in a bucket of cream.
Like, they're doing this on purpose to him.
The IRS are after me, Frankie. They gonna get me, Frankie.
Yeah. Move into closing statements.
Bed Bath & Beyond, you can get a remote, Adam Sandler. 2 little mice. 2 little mice send us their thoughts on All Hail the King podcast at gmail.com.
Please don't do the whole end.
No, I won't. Maybe when we get to the Dead Zone.
Yeah, that's fine.
All Hail the King podcast at gmail.com is where you can send us the thoughts.
Can you combine your Christopher Walken and your Quentin Tarantino?
If he does, the world will explode.
You can also keep in contact with the show. We're on TikTok and Instagram, and coming soon to Facebook. All Hail the King podcast. Ooh, yeah, that's
reaching
in
the
works.
oldies.
Yeah,
the boomers.
You also may see myself or Joe on Reddit. Probably Joe.
Yeah. I'm quite active on the Stephen King subreddit. I mean, not ridiculously, but like when I finish a book, I post about it.
A famously lovely subreddit.
Yeah. I'm not getting into this on the pod because I don't want to alienate the subreddit. No, it's fine. It's just online cultures in general. I'm thinking with, but I've had very nice interactions on the subreddit.
That's very cool. You can also follow us on your favourite podcast platforms. You can leave us a 5-star review. You can leave comments. If you're on YouTube, which is under Pod Without Studios, you can also find video versions. When I say video versions, it's not us filming, but maybe we'll have some behind-the-scenes footage. Who knows?
We're experimenting with things now.
That's for Viv to do.
We're getting emails now. It's gone to our heads.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing loads of
The
shit.
power's gone to us.
Yeah.
Buy our merch.
Yeah, buy our booty shorts.
Your booty shorts.
We'd let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake.
If we ever do have merch, I need to find out if that exists.
Okay.
And if it doesn't, we're making it. Even if just for us.
Yeah. But no, tell your friends, tell your family, tell any little creep.
Tell the schizos in the streets.
She's running out the door. I don't know if that's the words.
But we hope you join us on our next episode, which will drop same time, same bat channel.
When will it drop?
10 a.m. every alternating Saturday.
So if you're listening to this on the day this
This
episode
will be the
come out,
27th of June, the next one comes out. So
Okay.
10 a.m. GMT, you will hear us talking about Mr. Harrigan's phone.
Yeah.
This is one we were supposed to have covered already, but...
We swapped it with Michael Jackson's Ghosts.
Yeah, because we needed to get that SEO, and
Yeah.
from what I can see, it kind of worked.
Yeah. Nice one.
Fair play.
Yeah. You're welcome. Woo!
I do wish, I've said this on First Time Flyers, I do wish that we covered Michael Jackson's Ghost after seeing Michael, because I cannot fucking imagine what that recording would be like. Because I feel like
it's insane.
I feel like, especially me, I was kind of dulled on the whole Michael Jackson thing. I wasn't like as just into it. And then after watching the film, even I've just been non-stop.
I was speaking to Tilly yesterday, and I said, "Oh, the Michael Jackson movie is terrible." But what I will say is, after the movie, it did just like as a vocal stim, I started doing Michael Jackson noises around the house, and she was just like, "Garen, I lived with you for 3 years. You just did that anyway."
Yeah, that's true.
That's funny.
Which is true. I'm not going to deny the accusation, but I think it was a lot more.
Much like Michael. Wait, no.
He very much denied it.
Okay.
He made a whole short film with
did.
Stephen King about how much he didn't do it.
That's true.
And now they've made a multi-million-dollar movie about how much he loves kids. And they love him.
I love kids.
Right, let's wrap up, because I'm going to take
We've
him
wrapped
outside.
up. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Chuck it in at the end.
Okay, so this
OJ!
is O.J. Simpson. George
is-
A. Romero made a O.J. Simpson documentary before any of the accusations. It's just kind of funny.
This is the first I'm hearing about this. I didn't know this existed.